We have about a half a dozen sites we need to go through. God knows how many people to talk to.
At once.
This was the cleric,
I am
think.
Zena, faithful of Tempus. Praise be to the Lord of Battles.
Okay, as a priestess, you would know much about different religions, correct? Their holy symbols, for instance? I'm no scholar. If you want to talk religious theory, try that trippy priest in a triage camp. Right. Triage. I seek information about the Red Knight. The Knight is an ally of Tempus. What are you up to? I need to trick a follower of the Red Knight out of his holy symbol. Blasphemy! The Red Knight is an honorable god concerned with tactics and strategy. Father that priest and you'll answer to me. Yeah, and the priest uses the Red Knight's blessings on the Crusade's behalf. He must be stopped.
Very well. I'll help as best I can. Let's see now. The Red Knight's worshippers play many games. Here, I have a board for Coroneer, a game the elves invented. Challenge the priest, get him to wager his holy symbol.
Is there a way I can be sure to win? Play better. You don't seriously expect me to help you cheat. Thank you, Miss Anna. Get on with it then, and see to it you bring my board back when you're done. Oh, what is this? Nazramu? Looks like a... well, saying it looks like a spirit is a pretty useless thing. But sort of a Nishru type of a spirit. It's not necessarily. It's a magical being of some sort. It couldn't even physically harm anyone. It sucked like spells out of mages, something along those lines. It can. How hostile would it be? It would basically be harmless if it is that. It's a genie.
If none are better.
This is not the elemental plane of air? Where am I? The Prime? What have you done to me?
You are on the prime material plane, yes. I didn't realize you were a sentient being with your own home.
But that's wonderful. I've always wanted to see the Prime. It's so
solid. Glad you like it here. There's so much to see and experience.
I am a merchant and often collect items from various planes. Perhaps I could show you some of my wares?
This could be one of the spirits that we might want to keep. Depending on what he has for sale.
These exotic items.
We would still be left with 2 extra charges. And we're mostly just seeing what these creatures are and then loading. Okay. A wizard hat. Not a wizard hat, but a wizard hat. Casting speed improved, movement speed improved. This would be better for her than she currently has. Razors of the Shuttered Lid. Immunity to blindness. Unarmed. This is a monk's item. Yeah. Also usable by, need to be lawful something. A human monk. I think the limitations are there. Not you could have said just monk, and it would have been more or less the same restriction. However, I think the extra restrictions are there because you might be. I was thinking you might be able to overcome some of them, but really the only way to overcome these restrictions would be the high level thief ability that allows you to use all items, and it would allow you to use anything anyway. So all these restrictions are not really necessary. It's a good scimitar that does fire damage. 10% chance per kill that the wielder will be affected by fire shield red movement speed increase. It's a good shield for Jahira. Uh, weapon for Jahira. I'm not gonna spend another. We would have spent about 20,000 gold for Jahira's weapon, and she isn't our main fighter anyway. Luck. I think luck is basically +1 to pretty much everything. It is a very good ability to have. What is this item? Is it a ring or what? Looks like a belt maybe. Yeah, favorite belt. Might be worth buying. It's expensive, but it is ability that's very hard to get through any other means. This is something we can get through potions. Armor class +2 versus evil creatures. Chant. Hit points. Basically hit points and chant. Othello's chant too though. It's a It is a very basic pops thing. This could be useful because we are lacking a lot of rings, so the extra hit points would be useful for the fighters, and chant would probably be useful. +2 protection amulet, also useful. Save versus polymorph, not particularly useful. Armor class +1, not useful. Weapon expertise gauntlets, not really useful. Yeah, some good stuff, I guess. I'm mostly interested in the girdle or belt and the ring. Okay, what exactly does chant do?
You called?
By means of the chant spell, the priest brings special favor upon himself and his party and causes harm to his enemies. When the chant spell is completed, all priests' allies within the area of effect gain +1 attack, +1 bonus to attack rolls, minimum damage, and minimum healing, saving throws. So attack and damage, saving throws. It's fairly good. What about luck? Don't have it.
I'll do it.
He's also paying quite a lot to buy things. That might be the more valuable thing here. We are not gonna need the chainmail. So it's a fine weapon, but actually it might be good for the thief. No, it's not. We have a comparable armor for him anyway. 15,000. Yeah. Right. Armor class versus evil creatures. Hit points and chant. Hit points and chant is really the we want. Not usable by not usable by evil or neutral characters, so I don't think these guys can really use it. Oh, you can. Chant bonuses probably aren't shown here, but makes for a tankier tank. Block. I could use it though. I'm lacking a... No, I literally cannot use it. This is sort of worthless. It doesn't have any obvious difference, but the lock will affect everything. It is very useful. I can't use anything like this. Bit expensive, but money itself isn't exactly doing us any good. We had few extra items we could have sold him to still. Right. I'm still thinking the gem blade has something if you use all the charges. You get 30 random gems. I don't see why I would ever use this though at this point. The bastard sword, which no one was using. Ah, right, this is probably my chest. Yes. Magical Warhammer. Looks like a +1 hammer. But largely worthless. Rapus. Who is Rapus?
How may I be of service?
What do you know of Kalar Argent?
Little. She's said to be an inspiring leader. Many flock to her cause and serve her fiercely. Some claim her the daughter of a god. Others believe she possesses a divine heritage but generations removed, an Aasimar.
Right. I don't think she necessarily... Never mind. I think the Hooded Picker already more or less confirmed that she has a tiny flick of Ball's essence. But not that big of a deal. Go on.
Her closest advisor is a priest who calls himself the revered brother Heffernan. He claims to serve not one god or pantheon, but all of them. Kalar has accepted this heresy.
I think I've had this conversation before.
What dangers will this day bring?
Wow.
What are ye looking at?
How did you come? Yeah, we've talked with this. Hmm. Yeah, it's old conversation.
This and that to be done, no time to stay and chatter.
Hmm. Messengers. This is where we had to come when we've done with everything else.
You are more than welcome in my sight.
Okay, anything I can help. This is some kind of a, I guess, a cleric taking care of the wounded. Hero Baldur's Gate. It's an honor. I've heard many stories about you. I'm Theodosia Imar Tired. But call me Dosia, everyone else does. I'm a cleric of Ilmater with the unenviable task of running this triage camp. Ilmater, you? Okay, is there anything I can help? Sickness runs rampant in the camp. Thousands have fallen ill. We do what we can to heal them, but it isn't enough. If we can't find a cure for these people, the siege is finished. Have you any knowledge of healing, or a companion that might? Examine our patients. Perhaps you will discover something I cannot. I'll look at the patients and return to you. I can ask nothing more. Come back once you've taken a look at the afflicted. 3 sick patients. Okay.
I welcome you with outstretched hand.
Keep your distance, friend. I don't want you catching what I've got.
I think we want... Okay, what's the matter? I might be able to help.
No, no healing. I am made to suffer. My pains bring me closer to the crying god.
Ilmater. Yeah.
Deity of endurance suffering, not the most upbeat god one might worship. His followers tend toward the fanatical, as you can see.
Yeah. So you do not truly don't wish to be healed.
You wouldn't understand. Only the faithful can comprehend Ilmater's wisdom and the purity that comes with perseverance.
Clint, do you know what he's talking about?
Sort of, I think.
Ilmater worship is utterly bizarre to me. I've heard tell that Ilmater allows others to take the burden of suffering. It's a little odd, but stick with me here. Perhaps you could injure yourself in exchange for healing the man?
No true follower of Ilmater would deny another the opportunity to suffer. I accept the bargain.
Okay. Glint, you do it.
I feel better. Oh, no, what have I done? Forgive me, Ilmater. Your servant has failed you. But you did help me. Take these as thanks. I'll keep the whip, though. After this, I've much to atone for.
Yeah. You go ahead and do that. 3 items and 50 gold. Decent amount of it. Ooh, decent amount of experience out of it anyway. For such a simple task. And a wand of lightning. Doesn't seem to have any charges though. So, yay. It wasn't an infected one, just a wounded one.
Help me.
Glint takes a look at you.
Cloak Shadow's cowl, you are in bad shape, aren't you? Why would that be? Oh, yes. Yes, I see. I think her location is making her worse. She's in the center of the group, more exposed to the afflicted than the others.
Keep still, try to conserve energy. With luck, I'll soon have a cure. That's a nice touch. Something that's not in generally nice touch that hasn't been seen in Baldur's Gate 1 or 2. The fact that you can utilize your party members for these type of tasks. It gives you a reason to have certain classes available in your party, or further reasons, role-playing reasons. Okay, Glint. Ooh, Minsk has something to say. I'm curious.
Forest rats do this too, when the pain is too much to bear. Look at his eyes. Minsk knows nothing of sickness, but he knows this man is ready to bash in a few heads. Watch out!
Destruction! Ruin! Mayhem! Are the synonyms for death?
Once I examine all 3 patients. What if they leave their weapons to the sick?
Help me.
I guess they were all sick.
Help me.
Yeah, this is the 3rd one. So hot. I feel like I'm in the Kalim Desert. Flint.
Whoa! The man's hotter than a fire Mevit's libido! We need to bring the heat down! I know a couple herbs that will do the trick. I'll get started on a poultice right away.
The heat. I'm burning. I'm burning. Yeah. I finished examining all the patients. What did you learn? The afflicted are running high fevers, becoming violent, and becoming sicker when they are in close proximity to one another. Give them herbal salves to reduce their fever, bind them to their cots, and move them further apart. That will help a great deal. I'll make good use of this information immediately. May Mater bless you for your aid. Do you have any ideas where to go from here? Patient's symptoms resemble those of sickly rats. There are several rats around camp, so I'll try to catch one and see if I can learn anything. No, go with Galin.
I once helped a town suffering a similar plight with a blackthorn bark brew. If we can find one in the forest, I might be able to do it again.
It's not much of a plan, but I've got nothing better. Please hurry. I fear we haven't much time left. Ugh, I never have much time left.
So, Jaheira, you and Khalid, you two have been together a while now, have you?
It feels longer sometimes. The joy I feel is seemingly without end.
10 years, huh? That is impressive. And you're happy together? With each other?
I cannot picture a life without my love, Jahira.
Oh, that's
Hide
just lack of
away
imagination.
that which
We
should
can work
not
on that.
see the sun's light.
Oh, no reason. Just trying to, you know, get to know the members of my party. Is there anything you'd like to know about me?
Okay. Same shopkeeper as from the previous time. Doesn't look like he has anything particularly interesting. We can't really get much out of a full plate armor +1 because we usually have a full plate armor and then some other magical item giving us the +1. And we have empty item slots still, so we would pay 10,000 for something that wouldn't move our values in one direction or another. It would free up an inventory slot that we don't particularly care for. So, drug. Okay, let's see one thing. Jeg is a typical shopkeeper. He will buy the bag of holding for 3,000. I think this genie will offer much more money. So
You gutless worm, what gives you the right to tell me what to do with my men?
I should have done the selling of the loot at this point only. Not that it matters too much, just it makes more sense to do it here.
You mean your 50 men? Why, my 350 men, of course.
A tenth of Daggerford's population, Delancey. 1 in 10. That's what I've brought to this effort.
And it is appreciated. But Baldur's Gate, and especially Waterdeep, have provided the majority of troops here. I'll not risk them needlessly.
Okay, can I be of assistance here?
And who, pray tell, are you?
General Hayther Stonehand, Torsen Cedric Delancey, allow me to present the hero of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, aye. So what was that business on Boroskir Bridge about? You know how many of our people worship Lathander, Tempest? And you burn the dead lord of bloody murder Baal's symbol into the ground where he died. Great, that's sure to boost morale.
Hayther, please, show a little decorum. The reinforcements you've brought are a welcome and much-needed asset. Your presence is problematic. Many are disturbed by tales of Boroskir Bridge. It would be best if you were away from the camp for a time.
I'm yours to command. What would you have me do?
As it happens, there's a matter that requires attention a ways from here. Word has gotten round that Kalar's forces are receiving supplies via caverns beneath DragonSpear Castle. We have a rough idea where the entrance is, beyond Dead Man's Pass, as the locals like to call it.
That's assuming the information we have is accurate. Torture usually gets you answers, but it doesn't always get you the truth.
Torture? Tell me this isn't true. Are we so afraid of Kalar Argent? Are our principles truly so weak that we stoop to such vile deeds?
I'd stoop lower than that if it meant saving the life of a single soldier under my command.
Noble sentiment for an unforgivable crime. Judge me if you must, but for the Sword Coast's sake, do it after the Shining Lady is being dealt with. Very well. What do you require of me?
We have reason to believe Kalar Argent's top advisor, a priest named Heffernan, is quartered in DragonSpear's basement. We know very little of Heffernan, other than he apparently has Kalar's ear.
We do know that a series of caverns runs beneath the castle. We believe Kalar is channeling supplies through the tunnels rather than attempting to break our perimeter. So there is a way into the castle from below.
So you would have me find these caverns and enter DragonSpear to learn more of Heffernan and Kalar's plans.
Or just kill him. That would also be an acceptable result.
I could definitely accept that.
That is what needs doing. Will you do it?
You had me at Ghost Spelunking to find a way to break into our enemy's stronghold to learn more about her and her advisors. Huh? What he's saying is yes. Good, well, be about your business then.
Just so we're clear, our resources are limited, and our focus must be on containing the castle. If you should get into trouble outside this camp, you'll be on your own. We simply don't have the personnel for a rescue party, no matter how valuable the person captured may be. Before you leave, there's a tent near the camp entrance that belongs to a dwarf named Fossey Dugdeep. Go see her. She's been working on something you might find useful as you explore the underground river beneath DragonSpear.
Okay, what is it, Khalid? You have to understand something about Jaheira. She always knows what she wants and how to get it. That intimidated me when we first met. I fell in love with her. I would worship her, but I couldn't bring myself to say anything. What could I offer such a woman? Seems like we have three typical options that probably all go the same direction. There are few things harder than loving someone who doesn't feel the same way. One day I learned she'd been wounded on a mission. The healer tried to keep me out of that Harper safe house. I knocked him over and rushed in to see her. I blurted out everything, told her how I really felt, and she said she felt the same about me. She's a hard person to read at times. I wasn't sure if she'd like the necklace. I'm still not, but it's better to take a chance than hide my feelings. Okay, so are we gonna go with it now? I started work on the necklace. All I need now is a precious stone to set it in. Hira's favorite is aquamarine. Ugh, fine.
You are a good friend.
Aquamarine is
Thank
not
you.
an expensive gem, so we just need to find it somewhere and we can buy it.
Under normal circumstances, I would never say this, but I could use some help.
What's wrong?
In the last couple of days, I dipped my fingers into a few pockets. One held a bag of junk and this notebook. It contains details of the camp defenses, commander names, and bits of conversation. Only a spy would make these kind of notes. We have a traitor in our midst.
Who did you take the notebook from?
That's the problem. While I was working, I wasn't paying attention to faces. It could have come from a few different people.
What were the other items in the bag?
There was the notebook, of course. A potion, a candle, and this sheet of paper covered in runes of some sort.
Do you remember any of the people you robbed? No, let's ask about the items first. What kind of a potion?
Do I look like an alchemist to you? It might be a healing potion, but it's in a weird bottle. Maybe the traitor purchased it in camp. There was the notebook, of course.
Candle.
It's not your average tallow stick. Gold leaf is pressed into the side, and it's quite heavy.
Let me take a look at that. Ah, yes, I recognize this. These candles are used during prayers by priests of Tempest. Actually, I've seen this exact candle before. A soldier named Cole tried to sell it to me. He seemed to think I was some sort of thief, if you could believe that.
Well, you are a thief.
There's nothing else special about it. Maybe there was the notebook, of course.
Runes.
A potion. It looks like the page was torn out of a book. I can make no sense of the runes.
These look like military code to me. Maybe one of the high-ranking officers in camp knows something about it.
All I know is it came from someone's pocket.
I mean, if one of the leaders is basically, is the traitor, that would screw us over pretty badly. I think we can safely assume that they're not in league with the Kalar. Well, unlikely to be in league with her at least. Tell me anything about the people you robbed?
Robbed is such a loaded term. I prefer to think of it as easing friends' physical burden. As to the question, they were all soldiers.
Right.
I think.
So we need to find a soldier in an armed encampment. That narrows things down. No.
There was the
Anything
notebook,
else
of
on the
course.
back?
A potion, a candle,
Alas,
and this sheet
go
of
on.
"Don't Let Me Down."
Candle, potion bottle, page of runes.
With flair!
If none are better.
Richard. And General Stonehand. We move now, we can take Kalar's people by surprise.
You don't know that, and even if you did, it's not your decision to make. Just let it go, Pritchard. Like it or not, we aren't the ones who get to make the call.
Oh, there, Stonehand. What's going on here?
Pritchard here thinks we should send a small force into DragonSpear to try and take out Kalar and end this mess before the real battle gets underway.
Pritchard! Cousin, it's me, Glint!
Glint? What are you doing here?
Yeah, Glint, I'll let you explain.
Mom's been worried about the family. She sent me out to make sure everything's all right. Is it? Are you all right?
I dare say I am. I'm a high-ranking member of the Daggerford militia. We were sent here to deal with that confounded Kalar.
As were we.
I've heard of you. You were involved in that incident on the Borisker Bridge.
Let's not talk of that, cousin. How is and Welsie? And Uncle Morisk?
They're fine. Mother and father are both fine. Tell Auntie next time you see her. Now excuse me please, I have important matters that require my attention. We can talk properly when this situation with Kalar is finally resolved.
Well, look who we have here. The hero of Baldur's Gate deigns to walk among us. Aren't you supposed to be spelunking
Okay,
in
do you have any
Kalar's caverns?
jobs for me?
Now that you mention it, I do have a bug in my boot about something. I've heard rumors of a thieves' guild forming in camp. Small at the moment. I'd like to make it smaller still.
What makes you think a guild is forming?
You always get some leeches in camps, but this one's had more than its share. Some of my men say they've been asked to steal from dead soldiers and pawn their scavengings through a black market. I won't have that sort of business going on here.
Yeah, I sort of accepted those jobs already.
You're new here, so the guild probably hasn't gotten to you yet. You may be a black-hearted villain, but people see you're here to help. Can you take care of this?
Okay, how shall I track these thieves down?
Start with a merchant named Wiseob. I've heard she'd sell the coppers right off your granny's dead eyes.
Alright, I'll return when I've learned more of this guild.
Well, don't go announcing your mission to the whole camp. Keep it under your hood, eh? Now, get moving.
I still needed to talk with her about other things.
Well, look who we have here. The hero of Baldur's Gate deigns to walk among us.
Okay, tell me
Are
about
you supposed to be
Thorsin
spelunking
Delancey
in
and
Kaelar's
Marshal
caverns?
Nederlock.
Nederlock's good people. Won't say a word against him. Delancey? Oof, that's another story.
You don't like him, I take it?
He's a coward. I hate to say it, but there it is. We should have taken DragonSpear when we first arrived. Red Blood and Kaelar was out in the High Moor then doing gods know what. The castle would have fallen faster than a house of cards.
He prevented you from taking the castle.
Well, he's had us twiddling our thumbs for weeks. First, he wants to thoroughly reconnoitre the castle. Then, wait for further troops. Then, the hero of Baldur's Gate has to be here before we can do anything. Now, he wants to hold till you finish your business in the caverns.
Yeah, he could be allied with Kalar. Seems like I think their plan for the portal involves me. So they basically are waiting. They probably need my blood to open it or something. Okay, I understand.
As you say, I'll leave you to your business then. Well, Nederlock's good people.
Tell me a
Won't say a word.
tale.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but there it is. That'll be the day. Now that you've arrived, Nederlock commands 120 mercenaries. I have less than 50. Delancey, he's got more than 300 under him, and he don't want to risk a single one. Well, he's had us twiddling our thumbs for weeks. As you say, I'll leave you to your business then. Watch your
We have
back.
to be careful who do we mention certain things to in this camp.
Oh! Who goes there? Sorry. A little drink yesterday evening turned into a lot of drinks early this morning. I'm not in the best shape.
I need to speak with you about my cousin.
Of course.
I was wondering if you could perhaps beat him to within an inch of his life.
Yeah, why on Troll would you want me to do that?
You may not have noticed this, but Pritchard, well, he can be a bit of a handful. He's difficult enough under normal circumstances. Give him any kind of power and, well, it goes straight to his head. If he stays in this camp, I guarantee you he's going to rub someone the wrong way. Probably several someones. They're going to kill him. Kill him repeatedly if history's anything to judge by.
So you want me to nearly kill him to convince him to leave the camp?
Exactly.
That's a little extreme, isn't it?
You don't know Pritchard the way I do. There's only one way to get any message through that thick skull of his. Words alone just won't do it.
Yeah, I'm not... idea alone makes me uneasy.
You and me both. All right, I'll let it go for the moment.
Am I glad to see you? I know we've had our differences, but I need your help. Ski's Silver Shields left the camp.
Right, we're basically just being pummeled and pelted with extra shitty quests constantly. Do you know where she went?
Perimeter guards said she headed in the direction of DragonSpear Castle.
I'll find and return her before she stumbles into Kalar's grasp.
Bring her back safely. If the Crusade takes Ski, her father will have all our heads.
Yeah, I don't particularly care.
And you're certain it's stable?
Where's... Right there, arguing. Fossey Duckdeep and Thorson Delancey. What are they discussing?
Ah, glad you came. This is Fossey Duckdeep.
Good to know you. Ah, it's a woman. Pleased to make your acquaintance, ma'am.
Fossey, tell them about the potion of explosion barrel.
It's not a barrel of potion of explosion. It was a barrel of potion of explosion. A dozen barrels, actually. The ones you stopped from blowing Borisker Bridge. Now it is a barrel of whoosh. Whoosh! It's fun and easier that way. What's not to love? The whoosh is distilled explosive concentrate. Planted in the right spot under DragonSpear, it could give us a major advantage when we move against the castle. So, how exactly would I know the right spot?
When you're inside the caverns, consult this amulet each time you come to an intersection. It will guide you to the best placement for the barrel. Now, Fossey, would you please excuse us?
What? Sure, I suppose. I mean, it's my tent and all, but yeah, alright, I'll just go over here then.
The explosives are just one strategy I've formulated to undermine our enemy. I've another that you might help with. These flasks contain poison, taken from a priestess of Talona we captured and interrogated. Her evil works can now be turned to the greater good.
Yeah, Thorson doesn't give a shit about how he wins this. I think we should. Might give us an advantage. Also, if we can't trust Thorson Delancey, we're sort of put into a bad spot. Because we're doing all these nasty things and we don't really know what exactly is the end result of them.
We know DragonSpear is being supplied via the caverns you'll be visiting shortly, if all goes as planned. If you put a few drops of this in the enemy food supplies and water, we would have an edge when we finally confront the Shining Lady.
Yeah, it doesn't... Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. The thing is, yeah, poisoning is a shitty thing to do, but we're sort of planning on killing them anyway. So, what's the moral outrage in lessening the amount of people who actually end up dying in the fight? We would be saving a lot of casualties on our side. And it looks like it's not a deadly poison anyway. It probably makes more sense. I mean, if the guy next to you, his face turns black and he dies in a mess hall, you probably aren't gonna touch your food after that. It has to be something that you can eat and the effects basically come afterwards. It's dishonorable. I don't think my character would really care. No, I certainly don't care. I think there's in general you wouldn't want these poisoning tactics to be used. I guess that's the thing. If you start poisoning the other side, they're gonna start poisoning you, and then you can't. Then drinking water gets poisoned, food gets poisoned. It's generally a bad thing. Individually, just kill because we're gonna end up killing them anyway. It shouldn't matter too much. I guess the moral problems come from the larger scope of things. Yeah, explosives are one thing, poison is too much. I'll hear no more of this.
Damn it! Your reticence this day is going to kill people. Good men and women, I will do everything in my power to see an end to Kalar Argent. You, it seems, will not. The blood of those who fall to the crusade is on your hands.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's the point of the rules of warfare. You sort of want it. It's a moral catastrophe either way when a war goes. But you want to have certain type of rules because when you have none, it gets real fucking ugly and it keeps usually escalating forward to worse and worse and worse. So if you can hold on to certain set of rules, even the losing side will more or less is guaranteed to exist even if their soldiers lose the fight. Life continues on, countries continue on, and so forth and so forth. But if you throw it all away, there's no guarantee of any continuation of any kind anymore. And you can probably get some excesses when soldiers get access to the civilian population of the other side at that point. So I think there's a good argument to make that certain type of rules should be kept.
Begone! The sight of you disgusts me. I'll look upon you no more.
He's mad. Okay. Closing material.
I have many fine wares.
Tell me about this potion bottle. Bottle? Bottle? I'm trying to coordinate supplies for hundreds of troops and you want to ask me about a bottle? Seriously? This will take but a moment. Can you tell me anything about this bottle? Finding its owner could have a significant impact on our effort against the crusade. Don't you take that tone with me. The council thinks you're important, but I think you're bad luck. I've heard the whispers. I know what they say about you. Nothing I can do to change your mind? No, I'm going back to work. Molten coal.
The fair folk rarely have time for small talk.
Can't say anything to him.
I need a swig of some strong dwarven ale.
Vigilant Halasa.
What a bunch of pathetic babies! I've never seen a worse lot in my entire career!
Troubles, Vigilant? You said it. They're a dagger for detail, not used to the experience and discipline we get in Waterdeep. Will you be able to whip them into shape? I'm doing my best, but I have other duties to attend to. This lot might have to get by on their own. I'd love to send them back to Daggerford, but we need every soldier we can get, even ones as useless as these. Why don't I take over trading for a bit? I certainly can't make them any worse.
You're the hero of Baldur's Gate. Why not? Come talk to me when you finish drilling them and we'll see how you did. Dismissed.
Talk to each recruit. Looks like there's half a dozen of them more or less. I'll probably give them tips to improve. Also a rat. You talk to the rat?
As you direct.
I'll deal with the training situation first before mentioning that she might be able to tell us something about one of the items that the spy had in his
I'll do
possession.
it. You are welcome in my sight.
Ready to go, sir. Just let me at the enemy. I'll kill them all. Okay. I like the attitude. Face off against one of the recruits and do your best. Yes, sir. Which recruit should I attack? Doesn't really matter. Just pick one and hit him. Yes, sir. Would you like me to start with my sword or begin at range with my crossbow? Crossbow. Yes, sir. My weapons seem to be broken. Maybe you could train one of the other recruits and get back to me? Yeah, try asking the enemy to come back when you're ready. See how far that gets you. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yeah, every fighter gets nervous from time to time. No shame in it. I can teach you some tricks to help you focus. I think I understand. If I focus on why we're here, the injustices Kalar's brought upon the Sword Coast, maybe I can ignore my nerves. Well, that's the spirit. Keep practicing and focus on the cause, not your fears. Thank you, sir. I feel calmer already. Ah, you bunch of losers.
You are welcome here.
I understand you'll be training me.
Well, that's right. Let's see what you can do, soldier. Attack one of your comrades.
Ah, die, you dog, die! I'll hack you apart. How was that?
Slow down there. You're out of control.
Sorry, sir. I got a little carried away.
Right. If you can control and focus that energy, you'll be deadly on the battlefield. Let me show you some techniques. Hold your sword like this.
How's this?
I have no idea.
It felt better to me. What do you think?
Yeah, much better. Keep practicing.
Yes, sir.
The fair folk rarely have time for small talk.
Good afternoon, sir. Okay. Alright, soldier. Enough small talk. Take on one of your fellow recruits and I'll advise you on your technique. How am I doing, sir? What do you think, Jahira? I have never been a soldier, but I know what it is to be different. I was raised by druids, not by my parents, and often felt alone. I admit I felt somewhat alienated. It's hard to feel part of the team when I'm so obviously different. Everyone has a reason to feel alone. We each make our own paths and fight for our own causes. We must find the strength within to endure, as do we all. You're right. We all care about our duty. I'll try to be more a part of the team from now on. Yay!
You are welcome here.
Good day, sir. You seem nervous. Let's fix that right away then. Attack a fellow recruit and show me what you've got. Well, sir, how did I do? Dinner here? Have you anything to say to Geralt here?
This young man seems more intelligent than most. Allow me to look at thine aura, soldier. I see much potential in thy abilities. Perhaps thou shouldst train with magic instead of steel.
I've always liked to study, but never considered wizardry. Thank you. I'll visit the mages at once. I need the party a little bit closer. I'm not sure if they're going to consider characters that are fairly far away from this.
Oh, it's a fine day for meeting
Let's
new
get to it.
friends.
Ready to go, sir. Yeah, that's the attitude I like to see. Show the recruit over there what you've got. I'm fucking her.
I'll do it.
As you direct.
2 stabs in the thighs, 1 in the stomach, and wait for him to fall. How was that, sir? Glint. It looks like there's something on your mind.
You want to stab the enemy's torso. A natural instinct, I understand it, but it's not as effective as it could be, and I'm guessing it's hard on the arms, right?
I do get fatigued pretty quickly during drills. I thought I needed more training.
Nah, fight smarter, not harder. I say aim for the kneecaps.
That makes a lot of sense. I'll start practicing right away.
At once.
You are welcome.
I mean... Greetings, sir. Okay, let's get to it. Attack one of your companions while I evaluate your technique. What do you think, sir? You're tentative in your attacks and you move around too much. Try weaving in place instead of skipping and strike more forcefully. How's this? I think I like this method. Yeah, you're much better. Keep practicing, you'll do fine. Yes, sir. Ugh. Well, we lost one of the soldiers. Well, actually, how good of a mage could he possibly be after so little of a training, though? Below to cast magic missile. Yeah.
What a bunch of pathetic babies! I've never seen a worse lot in my entire career!
Yeah, I've finished training the recruits. Let's see how you did.
Incredible. I didn't think it was possible to whip that ragtag unit into shape, but you've done it.
Yeah, took some time and patience, but I'm happy with the results.
These louts might actually have my back in battle thanks to you. Here, take this. I don't need it, and you might.
Thanks. 6,000 experience points. Ooh, holy shit. Actually gave me an armor for this. Not too good of an armor, though. Commander's Chainmail +3. This is very good. Wearer and any allies within the visual radius are immune to fear and moral failure. Holy shit. Any allies. So, in a massive fight, this is probably fairly valuable. Yeah. Can you still do thievery jobs? Probably not. But to be fair, it's only the disarming we can do. Because still the tech traps. And the charisma is nice, but immune to fear and moral failure. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. 3 improvement on the armor class too. We could use Glint in a melee role temporarily. I mean, the armor class is acceptable and he has more hit points than Jahira. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that.
What a bunch of pathetic babies! I've never seen a worse lot in my entire career!
Okay, is this piece of paper yours?
Let me take a look. Nah, this isn't mine. Looks like it could be a page from the cipher book of Warden Two-Edged. Have you asked her?
Who is she? Oh, she's a retired warden of Waterdeep who's helping to coordinate the siege. You can easily find her in the commander's tent. Excuse me now, duty calls. Right, clues. It doesn't look like we're gonna get out of the camp this time.
With flair!
Luckily this armor situation isn't as bad as it might look. Because when do we usually do this? When we've turned invisible already. We do have the backup armor, so I think it's not that big of a deal.
If none
Did
other
you need
better.
something, young one?
What is it that you're doing here, if you don't mind me asking?
Consulting on tactical movements and troop deployments. I've been retired for years, but my mind's still sharp.
Clearly. What did you do before you retired? I was a warden in the Waterdeep City Guard. I joined at 18 and served over 30 years. Three decades. You earned your retirement. Yet here you are, right in the thick of things. I don't mind helping plan strategy. I enjoy it, actually. I won't be seeing any action myself, though. My fighting days are well behind me now.
You're the one everyone's talking about. The hero of Baldur's Gate. You've seen many battles. What do you think of war?
As long as men and women strive to control the lives of others, war is inevitable. And the desire to control others is not something I see ending anytime soon. An interesting perspective. Have you heard the expression, know your enemy? Some believe learning all you can about your foe gives you an edge, but I think it's just as important to understand the minds and motivations of those one will fight beside.
Why don't you talk to some of the people in the camp? Find out why they're here, what they're fighting for. Then come tell me if you've learned anything.
Crap. We're basically gonna talk with everyone who has a
You
name.
have my greetings, faithful one.
Why did you join the coalition instead of doing Ilmater's work another way? My triage is full of very sick patients. I can't waste time talking until they're restored. I'm sorry. Okay, so basically we can't really complete this until we've dealt with other tasks. We might. The trader seems like an important thing, though. If we could get her, that would,
Did you
or
need
him, that would be
something,
nice.
young one?
Does this paper belong to you?
How... Where did you get this? Answer me.
I can't tell you. I just need to know if you gave it to anyone else or if someone took it from you.
That is from a code book used to translate military ciphers. You shouldn't be seeing it. Return it at once.
I've helped several of the officers in camp, even trained vigilant Halasar's troops, so you can trust me.
Very well. I will believe you. Do not make me regret it. I loaned that book to one of Netherlock's lieutenants, a man named Malden Call.
All you say. Believe I'm going to have a word with him. Tread carefully. We live in dangerous times. Yeah, he had no other purpose here. He used to talk to me, and he's sort of in an out-of-way place too.
At once.
Did you lose a page from the code book you borrowed? So I've been found out, have I? Well, it's too late. I've sent many my precious tidbit of knowledge Kalar's way. The Shining Lady will triumph and leave you all in the dust. Kalar will fall and all her crusaders with her. I'll see to that. As for you, you will be hanged for treason. My death is worth it if it serves the lady. So I'm just gonna leave the guy there. Okay, no. Mercenary came to pick him up. Okay, I was worried there for a second. What the hell is that? Stone Dowser. Who did we need to talk to? Fairly sure I can spot the guy. I mean, recognize the name if I see him. No, it's not him. Has to be the one here then. There one.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I discovered evidence of a traitor in camp. I found these notes and traced them back to the spy.
We have a spy among us? Do you know who?
Malden Cole. When I confronted him, he confessed to everything and was arrested.
Malden Call. I knew him well. I thought I did. We have to tighten our security. No one can be trusted anymore, not even our own forces.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I can offer you the short bow as a reward. What the hell am I gonna do with your short bow? Yeah, I need no reward. Traitor was dealt with, that's all that matters. I could use the reputation increase. Popular, yes.
This group shows promise. Extraordinary.
Now what? I don't think there's any more pressing issues here. What we need to do is try to cure the disease. Look for blackthorn tree in the forest, so I think we should be going to the forest. Might be a character here and there I might not have talked with yet, but I'm eager to just get on and do something. Okay, these two, Damius and Simpek, I don't recall them. I think I've spoke to Wise up,
myself lucky to
definitely.
be part of
So
such a
I think
group.
if I just talk with these, we're done here for now.
We're few, but fierce.
Hello there, I'm Damius of Daggerford. My friend here is Simpek. Come, have a drink with us. Okay, sounds good to me. So listen, you look like you've seen your share of violence, and you're still alive and in reasonably good shape by the looks of you, so I'm guessing you're pretty good at the whole killing of others thing, am I right? Why do you ask? There's a gnome in our contingent. We're from Daggerford, named Gardenerson. Go on. His name is Pritchard. Pompous jackass. He thinks he's better than the rest of us. He thinks he's in command here. Well, second in command after General Stonehand.
He needs to be taught a lesson. I'm thinking you might be the man to do it. What do you say? Interested? Yeah, in murdering one who fights against Kayla, no, I'm quite definitely not interested. Bloody hell, Stamius. Oh, you've done it. Let's get out of here quick before he tells anyone. Yeah, god damn it. Pritchard, you need to tone down your shit. People are starting to murder you.
We've been discussing important strategic matters. What do you want?
Yeah. I thought you should know. I heard a couple of your fellow militiamen plot against you. What? Those ungrateful swine. I'll have them torn and quartered.
The hells you will. I'll deal with this. And you, stop making mischief. You hear me? We've got enough problems here without you making more of them. But you did good bringing this to my attention. And now I've got someone I can hit in good conscience. Here, take this as thanks.
We gained a potion of magic protection, which is very, very nice. Thank you very much. I think the problem with Pritchard is not solved by any means. Yeah, I don't think we dealt with this. There's Wilhelmina and Sergeant Wilch.
We're few, but fierce.
Who goes there? Wait, I know you. How about this, boys? Nero Boulder's bloody gate graces us with his presence.
Yeah, I'm just a man.
Right, no more no less, yet you go where you will, when you will, and I'm stuck here, thirsty and eyes dry from watching the four Crusaders.
Yeah, I heard a girl pass this way not too long ago. Dark hair, pouty lips, probably pouty everything else. Don't suppose you've seen her.
The one complaining about her blisters, she was here. Headed that way, toward the DragonSpear.
Yeah, thanks. Anything else?
You! You there! You look moneyed and in dire need of Wilhelmina's miracle turnip juice.
Yeah, we need to get the turnip juice. That would leave Belladonna still missing. Okay, this is going to be good.
Yes, just one sip of my product and you'll regrow limbs, gain blessings from at least 3 separate deities, and make contact with the dead.
So it'll kill you?
I'll give you a sample, then you'll see the tremendous power of turnip juice for yourself.
Very well, sample me. I'll take the sample, but I won't drink it.
You don't need to. Apply the juice to aching and bruised body parts as a natural remedy. Polish steel, silver, and other precious metals with it. Throw it in the eyes of a hated enemy. But wait, there's more.
Okay, what more could there possibly be?
Legend has it that those who imbibe turnip juice gain regenerative powers and even learn to speak with the dead.
If I take one, will you stop talking?
See, I told you, a customer, I can stay.
Okay, a little turnip juice never hurt anyone. Let her go through. As you will, my lord.
One turnip juice! Don't forget to tell your friends!
So, one more missing component for Nira's potion. Even if she's not with the party, we should at least try to get her quest done. And I think we're in fairly good shape. We could rest, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. We don't want to go Dead Man's Pass yet. A large bark grove. Very likely has the belladonna. I mean, where else could it be at this point? And it should have the cure for the infliction that's spreading. So yeah, we'll have to rest once we get there. It's almost a day's travel. If we're not tired now, we'll be soon. Okay, this is a fairly small area. We might be able to push through this before we get tired. Yeah, I'll leave things here.